Marius has already called it quits in his... Oh, he's crashed out at turn 4.
That's not good. I swear I DNF'd in my race of Division 4. Yeah, both the Ferrari and the Red Bull go into the pit, so it'll be
Samuel Gill has just...
Ooh.
I don't even know what he did.
Yeah.
He just went full speed into... into
Gabori, 2/10 improvement, nearly 3/10 improvement, actually goes to a 27 flat.
On the apex and going through turn 3 there. Slight burn of ERS out of turn 3. Oh, and they've hit the wall, and that is him heading into the other wall and almost repeating what Raven did. Trying to find the reserve there.
Trying to DNF there.
But here we go, those who go to 5 red lights as we start the Saudi Arabian sprint. And it is going to be lights out and away we go. And I don't think the top 2 did get a pretty good start there as we head down into turn 1. The Red Bull already trying to burn as we go down into turn 1. And we do have a side-by-side between them, the McLaren and the Williams. And through turn 2 and into turn 3, a little bit of contact, but the Red Bull stays in front. And I think that is pretty much all that's going to be said there as we look back further down, as there's a bit of a tap there from the Sauber, as I think that was the Ferrari getting a bit too close there. NARDOO'S got a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Not really too sure what happened with them. As we go through turn 9 and into turn 10, and I think all positions are just going to remain the same. We are going to see Sleek make a move on the Williams. Round the outside is going to go 3 wide going into turn 16, and Xander broke way latest there and was able to stay in front. Can Sleek try and find a switchback going out of turn 13 into turn 14, and Sleek just has to stay behind as they will be in AI and most likely will be disqualified as we go into the end of this race. But going down the inside is the V-Cub there on the McLaren. Little bit of contact and the V-Cub has been half spun there, and it will most likely be overtaken by the Sauber as we go on to lap 2.
Yeah, Marius is obviously ghosted right now, and he has finally been overtaken by the kick Sauber, and DRS finally gets enabled, so now we'll get to see there's a bit of contact there by the McLaren, Nardo and the kick Sauber.
And I think Asteroid just about gets the move done, but will they still remain side by side? Yes, they do. The McLaren is still on the inside. Yeah, Asteroid trying to find the space around the outside, but not able to get that as we do have a yellow flag, and that is of Xander. And let's see what will happen as we go into lap 4.
As you said that, as Knight obviously overtook, both the kick Saubers managed to get past Gabori into the same corner. And then they all pitted at the same time. So Jordan, Nardo and Gabori into the pits. They're going to go on to a different tyre now, and that completes that mandatory pit stop.
And where are the other drivers going to come out? And I think they have just come out in front of there. But Sleek just trying to mind his own business there in P11. But he's going to try to go around the outside of Jordan into turn 4. But the McLaren just about holds that. Let's look a bit back up at the front though.
Near the wall.
Nardo?
No, Sleeker.
Oh. What happened there?
Sleeker spun round. He got too much on the traction. He had a massive snap of oversteer, and it caused him to basically hit the wall on the left-hand side, and then he spun back into the next wall.
On the straight as well, as we were about to start lap 9, I think Marius was going a bit too, got the move on Jordan, so not really too sure what had happened to Jordan, and that's Gabori spinning out of turn 9 and into turn 10. He is in a wall and retires from the sprint, and I don't think there's going to be any sort of safety car. It's just going to be a yellow flag, and he has left the session as well.
That's unfortunate. I rid on board with Ratty in P8, and you could just see his car was sideways with his tyre off at that wall. That was real unfortunate.
As we got to see Asteroid try and make a move on the Red Bull, going into turn 22 and 23, enough space left, but that was really committed from Asteroid, and I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful overtake from the Williams driver, but I don't think TechB can make anything off of that. As we have another yellow flag, that's Marius, and has he crashed into turn 4.
Same mistake as me. Turned in a little bit too early, and you're going to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exact same turning.
And Rev Rob just sitting behind, waiting to see if he can make an attempt or anything. Matthew Manga still behind as well, as we start lap 12, the penultimate lap of the sprint.
Yeah, Rev Rob making a move now, so those soft tyres are slowly going off. It's 3 wide into turn 1. And yeah, RevRob just makes it easy. Obviously now those medium tyres are starting to be the better tyre, obviously now. And Ted should be looking to eye up a move around the outside at turn 3 into 4, with 1 lap still to go in this race.
Oh, Techby's left!
Left and, oh no!
As he's been overtaken by both RevRob and Tama there. Going through turn 22 and 23 right now on the straight. Overtaking Edward for Tama. Does he have enough straight line speed to get past RevRob? Can he take P1 to get pole for the feature race? As they get in closer, is he going to try ascend? Yes, he is. Down the inside. Is he going to be able to get that? As Matthew Maga gets the move on Asteroid as well. And Tama has got the move done as we go up to the line. Can RevRob do anything to try and take pole back? No, he can't. Tama will win the sprint and will take pole for the feature race. RevRob give it his all, but only good enough for P2. Asteroid, after all of that, will start P3 with Matthew Manga's 3-second penalty. Tetraby will finish in P4 with Matthew Manga at P5. Jordan will then finish in P6. Ratty P9 or P7, sorry. And then it will be Samuel in P8. Avi's actually put a poll in the Div 1 chat saying 50% or 35%. And 3 people have voted 35. Well, 2 people have voted 35%. So maybe you're going to be dropping down the races since due to the poor attendance.
Yeah, there we go. Confirmation. Avi has changed it to a 35%.
Indeed.
And yeah, no, it's going 5 red lights.
You take us away for this one.
And it's go, go, go as the red lights go off. Everyone gets going. And now, obviously, you can see Tanny getting a really good start there. And actually kind of makes a decent gap.
That's Techby. Oh, and Marius as well.
So Marius. Similar corner, but both of them, and there's an end plate.
Oh, Ratty!
Ratty's been put in the wall. What is going on there? As Tanner sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Oh.
As they're about to go 3 wide in the background there, but not really. As Asteroid goes around the outside of RevRob, can Asteroid get into P2? RevRob, though, just stays in front. Up at the back, though, Nardoo gets past on Jordan. Tama is going to try and make a move, but Nardoo is going to make a move on Asteroid there as Nardoo gets into P2, trying to make a move on the Ferrari as well. Down the inside, going into turn 1. Not able to. Asteroid is going to still try and fight this back around the outside on the inside for turn 2. But just about having to stay behind, and Nardoo stays in P3.
So they're going to be eyeing at moves on each other as there we go. Tanner making a move on RevRob. Goes down into P3 as Nardoo goes down the inside. It's mayhem as I thought RevRob kind of rubbed the wall there. I thought Nardoo was going to pit them, but he wasn't. He's just kind of cutting the lines a little bit.
As Nardoo gets into the lead there, going down the inside is Asteroid on Tama there. Around the outside, the Williams is going to try it and will stay in P3 there. Tama down to P4, who was leading the race just a few corners ago, but aren't we going to see any moves being made going into turn 27 from the McLaren? And he's going to pull to the inside, gets down the inside. Asteroid as well, trying to make a move on the Aston Martin down the inside into turn 27. Will he able to be hold to that? He has to tuck in behind as we start lap 7.
Yeah, and as we start lap 7, we've got Asteroid moving to the inside. Nardoo covers that off as he goes for an overtake on the McLaren.
Tama's been tapped.
Yeah, it looked like Tanner had a bit of an inside tap there. Doesn't have the best of entries. And this is always the VSC.
Techby.
Turn 4.
He's crashed at turn 4.
Exit turn 4, and from the looks of it, he's literally, his car is on the track.
Alright, it's off the track.
It's well off the track. It looked like it was on from the little MFD. But never can trust that thing.
You don't really see Techby making mistakes like that, though, do you?
Still in the virtual safety car, as obviously a few people are now opting to pit. It's a free pit stop.
Yeah, I assume we'll see everyone in.
Yeah, I think you'll lose about half of your pit time going in, as Ratty also pits. So both the Ferraris decided to double stack. There is a big enough gap for it, and that means everyone else can carry on. Jordan, by the way,
he stayed out.
Continued on, yeah. Who has to settle for a P3, got overtaken by both the McLaren and the Aston Martin.
Sleek with a massive crash there with Ratty. And that is a safety car.
car.
I don't know what
Marius
happened.
pits in.
I think...
If I was Marius, pit in, go softs.
Yeah. I think what happened was either
That's...
Sleek turned into Ratty or Ratty turned into Sleek, and both of them had a massive crash.
But into the pit lane.
Mediums.
No, Marius goes for the mediums.
To be fair,
See, but...
I did do that in the Div 4 race. I did kind of contemplate it afterwards, but I did have pace right to the end of the race as the top drivers pit as well. So what will they decide to go on? And if they are going to go on softs, actually, Marius might have actually have done this right. He's probably going to go ahead and pit again to go onto soft tyres, maybe. What are the top drivers going to do? And they are going to go on softs. And he's still on medium, and now he has gone. Has he caught the drivers behind napping? As Asteroid is getting really close to RevRob. Can Asteroid get that move done as we go down into turn 1? And I don't think he's going to be able to as RevRob holds it around the outside. Asteroid still on the outside, though, for turn 2. And it's still going to remain wheel to wheel as we go through turn 3. And I think RevRob just about gets the move done, though. Can Tamba do anything on the Williams? No, he can't, as he will stay in P4. Mattia Manga now, can he do anything on the Ferrari? And I don't think he can, as I think Ratty and Marius are going side by side there. But Ratty just able to stay in front, as Nardoo now gets a 3-second penalty very late on in this race. And that is just probably... ruined his chances of getting the win here, but he is about to pull out a second of RevRob, and he has got that second. Obviously, no DRS yet for this lap, obviously, as we restarted from the safety car. But can anything be done as you go into turn 27? I think Jordan, might be getting a bit close. Speaking of RevRob, he is still battling with Asteroid. Asteroid is going to look to try go around the outside. Still not within a second. Asteroid holding it around the outside of the McLaren out of turn 27. Asteroid has to tuck back into the slipstream as we start lap 15.
Yeah, that fight is not going to help them. They've just dropped about 4 attempts to Nardoo. And here comes Tanner down the inside of RevRob.
Mattia Manga.
Mattia Manga's gone round a little bit. That's about a half spin. Let's put it down into P7. And yeah, Tanner backs out of his move on RevRob. He couldn't quite get close enough. Mattia Manga making a move up. He's now in P6 again after re-overtaking Ratty. And now it's about settling down. So now Knight burning a little bit of ERS to see if he can make a dent in that gap of 1.4 seconds.
Tanner and Jordan got really close.
So it's all getting quite close here. There's a lot of side-by-sides, and I say that RevRob taking Knight and Jordan
3 wide.
All that 3 wide on bottom.
Oh, snap!
There's been a bit of a collision, and Mattia Manga's been collected in that.
I think Asteroid was as well. But as we now go on to the final lap, Tamo trying to go down the inside of one of the McLarens. Well, he will have to then defend off Jordan. Jordan having a slight snap there, and that is going to allow Marius to get through. And I think Asteroid is going to try his look. No, he isn't. It's still going to be side by side between Jordan and Marius, but Marius stays in front. RevRob still 3.1 seconds behind. Can we see Mattia Manga go down the inside? As I think Asteroid has actually had a slight moment there as both Jordan and Mattia Manga got through. As we look up at the front, Nardoo in the Aston Martin has controlled this race absolutely perfectly. And he has been able to hold that 3-second. Asteroid, though, still trying to fight this on Jordan, as I think he's going to potentially try and get that. But Nardoo is still coming around the final corner. He will win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. RevRob still not able to do anything with that penalty, and he will stay in P2, as Tamil will take P3. Marius will finish in P4 with Mattia Manga in P5. Asteroid finishing in P6 with Jordan in P7. Ratty will then finish in P8, the last of the finishing order, with Sleek and Techby unfortunately DNFing out of this session. But what a race that was.